morning. I'm on my 34 at a Love's in Kansas, and I actually am doing some laundry, and I ran across another driver and his girlfriend, super sweet people who work for the same company I do, and we're actually on the same exact run, which made me feel good because I was like, okay, we're at the same truck stop on our 34, so we both did like the same miles yesterday. It's silly, but anyway, they also gave me some good pointers that the place we're going to is so new that it's like not on the map. So I'm glad I spoke with them, but they were so nice because this Love's only has 2 washers and 4 dryers. I didn't even finish saying that other driver and his girlfriend were so nice, and there were only 2 washers, and he had already put his stuff in the second washer, so he had 2 washers taken up when I walked in there to put my stuff in, but he hadn't started it yet. And he's like, oh, I'll take my stuff out. He's like, it's me and my girlfriend, we're gonna be here all day. And I was like, at first I was like, no, that's all right, but then I was like, oh, it's gonna, you know, it's just the day is gonna get away. And I had 2 loads of laundry because I needed to wash my sheets, my bedding. And he was like, no, it's all right. And he took his stuff out of the one washer, and he's like, I'll just, you know, we have a lot of stuff, we're gonna be here all day. And it was such an unnecessary thing for him to do, to even offer to do, and most people don't do stuff like that. So I thought that was just an above and beyond gesture. So thanks for that, buddy. I'm so glad I stopped at that mom and pop truck stop the other night and that they had food there, because I cannot begin to tell you, like, I have my own food in the truck, and I highly recommend that for anybody. If you're new, try to get in some type of a routine where, like, I have my little pancake cups that I eat like every day, and you know, those are a convenient, inexpensive thing. They cost $2 a piece. This is a muffin one, but this is the same brand, Kodiak. They're protein pancakes, so they give you good energy for your day. And I always dress them up with some blueberries and or raspberries, sometimes little chunks of pineapple, because it's easy to get pineapple at the truck stops usually. And I put like walnuts in there, and I put some butter on it, and you know, that gives me good fuel for my morning. And it's like, you could spend that altogether is a total of, you know, $3 when you break everything down per breakfast, versus if I go to a fast food place, I get something that is markedly less healthy for me and costs probably at least twice that, you know. And when you add that up day after day, it'll affect your health and it'll affect your money. And also, like, another thing is just the amount of time that we spend sitting. It is so hard on your body, and so you have to try to offset that with what you ingest. Someone in my comments said, you eat a lot of sugar, and I was like, yep, I do eat too much sugar sometimes. So I'm not perfect, my diet's far from perfect, but I try to add good things in. I'm getting on a tangent like always, but I've had a lot of struggles with food and eating. It's a little bit of a sensitive subject for me, but I think more what's been helpful to me in terms of like dealing with problem behaviors and habits and stuff is, instead of thinking of like, oh, I gotta stop this, I gotta take this away, I gotta eliminate this, I think of just adding good things in, and that tends to crowd out more of the crappy things. When you start eating things that make you feel good, it reinforces it because you feel good when you eat it, so you want to eat it again. Like, I want to eat an apple because I feel good when I eat apples, you know, stuff like that. So anywho's, I'm doing my laundry. Oh, I just wanted to show you guys, this is the mattress topper that I have. It's a 3-inch Bed Story is the brand, and it's great. It's really helped a lot, because you can see, you can probably hear like how much that squishes down, and I don't know if you can hear, but it's like metal springs in there, and it's just terrible. But having this on it, I can actually sleep. So I'm finally getting decent sleep. Maybe I'll throw another link in with this one. What else was I gonna tell you guys? Oh, so I was gonna say, because I went to that mom and pop that had food yesterday, I got a too big of an order. I didn't realize it was gonna be so big, but I got biscuits and gravy. I actually have eggs in my truck, and I have this little egg cooker. So I'm gonna make an egg with a little coconut oil, and in this cute little egg cooker. Oops, it's hard to do this with one hand. Open sesame, there we go. So I'm gonna reheat what I have and then add an extra egg onto it. And this is a nice thing to have, although it only cooks 1 egg at a time. I'd rather have 2. I just am so grateful to have like a decent breakfast. Yeah, biscuits and gravy isn't healthy. It's Sunday, you know, we can have some biscuits and gravy and coffee while our laundry goes, and then I gotta go to blasted Walmart and do my shopping, and I don't like going to Walmart in a truck. It's even though I know I can get in and out, I still don't enjoy the process of it, but it's all right. It's what we got to do because we need stuff for the next couple of weeks out on the road. So yeah, let's have some breakfast. Hello, friendos. I am kneeling because my back and hips need to be extended. I'm in Denver, and I kind of forgot just how, like, it is very hard for me in terms of my sinuses to be in Denver at all. I mean, I wish I could be hooked up to an IV for part of the day, because when I'm here, the level of dehydration I experience is extreme. And I should have thought of that before I had a second coffee today, because I feel like every bit of moisture is sucked out of my whole face and my throat, my mouth, everything. So I just can't stop drinking water, and no matter what I do, it doesn't feel like it does anything. My sinuses are so dry. So I keep this and I use it throughout the day while I'm driving. I just grab it. I have it within reach and I grab it. So I just delivered in Denver, and I knew I was gonna have an issue here because the only loads going out of here usually are beer loads. And I forgot one important point though. The last time I came through Denver, I was driving a reefer, and I'm driving a dry van right now, and I can't control the temperature in a dry van, and it's supposed to freeze overnight. So unfortunately, that means I'm losing some of a day of driving, because they'll probably have me pick up something first thing in the morning and then take it away from these temperatures. I kind of don't mind that I have a shorter day today, even though it's never great to not get as many miles, but I'm kind of tired, and I already drove like 400, and technically with the drive to the truck stop that I don't get paid for, I just PC'd over here from my drop off, my drop and hook, but that was like a 20-mile run. So I ended up with like 460 miles I drove today. So at least it was something halfway decent, and this drop and hook was ridiculously easy. Anyway, that's my day. It's been a pretty uneventful day of driving. And okay, I'll tell you one other thing. What was annoying is having Snail races earlier with this Schneider driver. And because I drove for Schneider before, I know that their trucks are governed at 65, but they have Pass Smart that allows them to go up to 67, I believe. 67 or 68. I think it's 67 for like 20 minutes. I don't know if that's changed since I was there, but this guy was riding on his Pass Smart to try to keep me from passing him, and I'm at 67 on my cruise control, and I finally got around him, and it took very little time for me to make a bunch of space between us once I got around him. But it was hard to get around him because he was intentionally like speeding up to try to keep me from passing him, and I don't understand why people do that. It's like, if you can tell that that other truck is going the same speed as you, and you don't want them to pass you, because they're going to force you to drive slower. You're going to have a certain amount of distance ahead of you. So instead of running at 67, you're going to be running at 65 or 64. It's one of the freaking annoying things about governed trucks. And to be honest with you, I just keep fantasizing about having my own truck and my own, if I could, my own Conestoga trailer. Just be out there doing fun flatbed stuff instead of this boring ass van shit. But only if I make that YouTube money and I can afford to hire someone to be on load boards for me all the time. That's what I would probably want to do if I could. Instead of working for other people, it'd be nice to work for myself. But anyway, okay, that's enough. I will catch you guys later. Good morning, happy Halloween. I am picking up at this place. I'm actually not picking up beer, as it turns out, which I'm kind of glad, because those loads are so heavy and such a bitch to haul, and then there's always like the concern about being overloaded. I am picking up recycled metal that's going to my favorite place in Indiana, and I bet you anything they give me a paper load after that, man. So I'm waiting to back into a door here, but it's a fascinating place because there's tons of like junk cars here that are like smashed down, and just all kinds of scrap metal, and there's a bunch of big industrial cranes working at the same time. I'll see if I can get any video of it, but I thought I was running late, and it turns out they're gonna be kind of slow here, so that's fine. I mean, it's never great, but it's gonna end up putting me in a situation where I end up having to probably run later than I want to tonight, and I'm going back toward the east, meaning I'm going from mountain time to Eastern time zone. Okay, we're gonna move a little bit, and I did see a taco truck, and I'm tempted to hit that up because I love some good Mexican food. Since there's a little wait before I can get loaded, I thought I would take a little walk, and you can still see the moon today. I love when it's like that during the day. My favorite is when you can see the sunrise and the moon bright in the sky at the same time. That's one of my favorite things about trucking early in the morning. Ooh, there's 2 food trucks here. Gotta love that. That's cool. 2 Mexican food trucks. A lot of Hispanic workers. I think this is a Hispanic neighborhood. I just wanted to see if I could get a little peep to show you guys of this place, because it's pretty wild. The air is so thin. Every time I come here, I got to get used to it. I just took preemptive Advil last night because when I'm in the Denver area, or like, I think it gets worse if I'm remembering correctly when I go like out to Utah. Haven't been there in a long time, but I get headaches that won't go away from, I think it's from the thinner air. But oh man, I hope I can show you guys some of this. Let's see, let's find out. Well, unfortunately, there's really nothing I can show you without being in the property, and like, you're supposed to be wearing all your PPE and stuff, because it's like, you know, they're dropping huge piles of scrap metal from cars. So it's not exactly a safe place to just be waltzing around. People are already looking at me like, why is this chick wandering around? So sorry I can't show you anything more interesting than me walking down the street. I hope that's not totally boring for you. I'm so excited. I just got a torta with carne asada. Look at that. For $9 plus a generous tip, because you should tip generously because people deserve it. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna eat some of that in just a minute here. Oh, I was just gonna tell you guys that I love the responses to my video where I was asking what to you is a steering wheel holder. I especially love when people tell long stories, or, oh my gosh, sorry, I'm out of breath from walking around, just walking around at a normal pace. It's so pretty out though. It's like the crisp winter air, and I do love that. Yeah, I love the responses to that question, and I sort of got to a consensus with everybody that wrote a response, that a lot of it comes down to having respect for our profession and carrying ourselves in a way that respects us as individuals, as really hardworking people, and the profession. But like, a lot of us agree, it's demeaning in my mind to the profession. It's the people that don't really care about safety that much. They're out here trying to make a buck, but they didn't get into it because they enjoy it, or they like really care about, you know, being good at a job or enjoying a job. They don't do thorough checks on their truck. They just kind of wing it. They never do pre-trips. They dump piss and shit all over the place. Like, oh, and by the way, when I came back to my truck this morning from running in to grab something in the store, there had been a truck parked right next to me, and it was like, it's as if these guys are coming out of the woodwork to show me where they are after I put these videos out. This guy had dumped what looked like piss on the ground right next to the passenger side door where most of us get in and out of our trucks a lot of the time. I was just like, really? God damn. So disgusting. And so, anyway, I don't need to harp on that. You guys all, a lot of you understand where I'm coming from and concur with me on that, and there'll be plenty more times that I'll complain about it. But it has to do with like everything down to the way that we dress. And I also, those of you who have commented on like people wearing sandals in a truck stop, I agree with you 100%. It doesn't make sense to do a job working in and around heavy equipment wearing sandals. They sell Crocs in the truck stop now, like generic ones, and it totally grosses me out. When I see people coming out of their truck with socks and sandals on, I'm super grossed out by that, and I don't understand it, because like this dirt in these truck stops is, there are some truck stops where they do pressure wash on some type of consistent basis, but even if they try, it doesn't matter. And it's like that dirt has human waste in it, okay? And you're walking around in that with your socks and your sandals, or worse, bare feet and sandals. That makes me gag when I see that. I cannot. And you're gonna track that into your truck, and guess what? I bet a lot of those people are like getting into their bunk with those socks on, and it's so disgusting to think about. Or worse, a lot of guys have talked about guys washing their feet in the sinks in the men's rooms. at the truck stop. Thank God women don't do that. I've never seen a woman do that in a truck stop. All I've seen is women washing their faces from time to time. I've done washed my face in skincare and brushed my teeth in the truck stop bathroom before when I didn't have showers at a place or they didn't have showers available. But washing your feet in a public sink is 1,000,000% a no-go. Oh God. Okay, let me stop. Here, I'm not trying to rant. I'm sorry. But yeah, it comes down to taking pride in what we do, being in a process of always learning, never getting cocky, never thinking that you know it all, because no matter, I think even people who've been driving trucks for longer than 10 years, 20 years, people still learn new things all the time. And that also points to the idea of like, I really dislike it when people refer to like door swingers for people who do dry van. Everybody wants to do different things. Different people enjoy and are fulfilled by different types of work. Don't diss somebody. If you're a flatbed driver or a hazmat tanker driver, if you haul doubles and triples and you do these like more advanced things in trucking, maybe you've done oil fields, maybe you've done it all because you've been doing it a long time. Don't judge people that just do dry van. It's their own preference to do it. It doesn't mean that they're lesser. You know, that kind of judgment is kind of douchey to me. I fantasize all the time about getting back into a flatbed. If I had the money, I would lease. I would love to be owner op, and I would love to lease myself a Conestoga and just get out there and do a bunch of steel, do minimal lumber because lumber sucks. But you have to do what you have to do to make that money. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna eat this torta and wait for this guy to get out of the door. Hopefully it'll be my turn soon, and then I can start heading back toward the east, where I'm going to be delivering in Indiana. Good old Indiana. You know how much I love Indiana. Yeah, I'll catch you later.